Um, my name's Meech. I'm an artist, filmmaker, co-director of Redoc, founder of a small cinema, which is a project. I am interested in cinemas, but I get as much enjoyment thinking about the types of cinemas that have been in the past and are still around, and the kinds of cinemas we might have in the future. I'm going to use this talk to try and make an analogy between supermarkets and the way that supermarkets have changed the way we shop. So I'm going to try and encourage you to become sort of ethical consumers of film, and even that we might create our own cinema. So this is the forum on Lime Street. Lime Street itself used to boast about no more than 4 cinemas in the 60s. This is a 1949 Liverpool listings magazine. You can see a whole host of cinemas, all showing different films, and this is in the city centre alone, never mind the suburbs. So what happened? Why do we have so few? Well, of course, the introduction of TV and later the VHS impacted on audiences, and then the model also changed. The multiplex dominated the market in the same way that we might think of supermarkets ousting the small grocers. These are the cinemas now in Liverpool, Odeon, something out there. Fact and Odeon in the middle, you'll probably know. So to use this analogy, I'm going to think of Odeon as Tesco. It's very big, aggressively dominating the market, ousting out the smaller people. Fact, a bit more left field, loyal customers, maybe a bit snooty, Marks and Spencer. This is the Co-op on the left here, the volunteer-run plaza. Over here we have the suburban wealthy organic food store. This is Wilton's Picture House. Both great cinemas, shop there. This was the old Odeon on London Road. That got demolished when they moved to Liverpool 1. The seats went to real cinemas. They set up in towns like Widnes and stuff. More recently, Aldi. So maybe we need to think a bit broader in terms of what we define a cinema as exactly. It's not just a building necessarily, or is it? If we use that lens, then what kinds of cinemas, other places do we have in Liverpool? Well, these green markers are other kind of film events. You've got Metal at Edge Hill, the Philharmonic, the Casimir, Walstenholme Square, all running sort of semi-regular film events. Out here we had the CUC, that pink dot, that's gone. That actually had a cinema facility or a big screening space. Next to it you've got the Camper Furnace, which has just bought a big projector. What might that become? That's got potential, as it were. Liverpool Social Centre, just up the road, every Thursday and Sunday, Steve I hosts a regular documentary screening. He's done it for a couple of years now, really, really good. So I'm going to encourage you, can you, if you are going to shop for your film, don't go to Odeon and pay over the odds. Go somewhere you at least feel a bit loyal to, somewhere that's either family run, community run, or is trying to do something a bit different. But I still think there's not enough choice. This is Berlin, a listings magazine from a couple of weeks ago. Look at all the cinemas there. There must be over 50, and they're all showing, on the whole, different films. So I went to one. This is the Sputnik. They were built in 1984. They couldn't get seats, so they built them out of bricks. The Germans, they have a different attitude towards small spaces. Obviously Berlin, it's a big city and it's got this infrastructure of having a long-running festival. But I think there's more inventiveness going on in what they deem a cinema. And as a result, that gives you more choice. This is the Lichtblick, an activist cinema. So the question is, can we create something like this in Liverpool? Can we have a bit more choice than Odeon or Fact, or maybe going out to Plaza or Walton? And I think we can. There's an opportunity, as you've seen from the Berlin slides. It doesn't have to be big. It can be small. You can use a small space. Obviously, technology is changing. Cinemas, the big existing cinemas, aren't sure how that's going to impact on them. The real issue is, if you don't do it, Tesco will. You know, so this is the call to arms, as it were. Have a think about, let's create our own cinemas in Liverpool. Thank you.
I'm all lost in the supermarket. Can no longer shop happily. I came in here for a special offer.